Hey everybody, hi, welcome. Thanks so much for stopping by and hanging with me a bit today. We're going to be getting into my latest I Did a Thing. If you're new, I'm Laura. I do have furry psychics like to hang out with me. Dexter and Loki are in the room right now, so you may or may not see them, but I'm so happy you're here because we're going to be talking about the VI Peel and with a Tox Boost. So VI Peel with a Tox Boost. All right, if you're not familiar with that, it is a chemical peel and it is meant to target acne, fine lines, aging, uneven skin tones. That's what it's all about. So when I do a quick review of what the definition is, it says that it is a medical grade medium depth chemical peel designed to improve skin tone, texture, acne, and hyperpigmentation with minimal downtime. So I think that's a nicer way of what I just said. It stimulates collagen production. It's safe for all skin tones, and using a blend of TCA, retinoic acid, salicylic acid, and vitamin C, it provides visible rejuvenation in about 7 days. And then with that, the Tox Boost is Botox. So a lot of times they will pair those two together. Okay. So when I was looking to do this, I had talked about it, I reviewed it, and I thought it would be good because I do have some spots, aging spots I feel like I want to get rid of, some fine lines I wanted to try to take care of. I do think that this is part of a process where you probably need to do it more than once. My technician had suggested I try it again in about 6 to 8 weeks, so I may do that. This is my first time ever doing the VI Peel. So, what you see is what you get. I'm not a makeup expert. I don't do filters, none of that stuff. So when you see me on camera, that's exactly how I look. And I'm thinking I'm starting to look a little old, right? So I decided I needed to start trying out some new things. This one was super interesting for me, and I was a little afraid because my technician had warned me, like, after about the 3rd day, you are going to start to peel, and that's what you want. You want that skin to start to peel, and so that you can lose all the, dead skin. The collagen will start to produce that new skin, and you're going to want that peel. However, you may need a little bit of social downtime, and unfortunately, I had picked a time frame in which I was going to be around people in the peak peeling time. But I decided I already signed up for it, so let's do it. Okay, so here's what happened. I go into the office. She goes over all of the instructions with me, which were pretty simple. Like, we're going to go through the process, and then afterwards, after about 4 hours, you're then going to wash your face, and you're going to start using these products. And we'll walk through this. There are 3 products in here. First of all, you have the face wash. So that's the first thing. It is the Gentle Purifying Cleanser. I also have the Post-Treatment Repair Cream. And last, we have sunscreen, because you can't get any sun on your face. So very important, sunscreen, which is important all the time. Included in here is all the instructions. This is all the stuff that she went over with me. And it tells you day by day what to do. Day 1, day 2, day 3, and after, okay? So on day 1, it says 4 hours post-treatment, you cleanse the skin using the Gentle Purifying Cleanser provided in the kit. Rinse with cool water and pat. So I usually use warm water, so you had to remember using cool water and pat dry. And then you also got in here little packets that look like this. They were like green ones and white ones, and that would tell you also what to put on top of it. So the first one was the Post Peel Towelette, which was a little green one, and then you put on the repair cream. So that's basically what it was after the first day. So that's what it's like right after the treatment. But let's go back and let's start with what I looked like before I started this. So this is just a quick little, no makeup, just wash my face. This is what my face looked like before I went in to get the treatment. You can see I do have some aging spots and just in general need some help. All right, so then this is what the process looks like. Basically, it's very simple. She just cleansed my face. So even though I had gone in with no makeup on because I knew that she was going to have to take it off anyway, she cleanses my whole face, and then she puts the peel on. And the peel is basically just a wipe. So the chemicals all are in the wipe. She starts off by just lightly putting it all over my face, so all the way up to the hairline, everywhere, and then down my neck as well. Okay, so down to basically right here, just puts it all over my face. And it's like lighter touch. And you'll see she's using a fan because she said the fan keeps it cool. So when it goes on, you don't have any reaction. There's no burning. And I didn't feel any of that. It felt fine to me. If I felt anything at all, it was so light and minute. It didn't really feel like anything. That's the first time. So she'll do total of 2 on the neck and a total of 4, I believe it is, on the face. So you'll see that she then puts it on again when she continues to add the layers. Now it's getting like a little bit stronger of a touch, patting it in like really hard and just making sure that all of that chemical is all over your face. Again, drying it, repeat, right? So that's what it looks like. And you can kind of see here in the last one where she's adding it, you can see my skin is changing colors a little bit. So it's getting a little tannish looking as those layers continue to be put on my face. I'm not in any pain. Everything went pretty smoothly. And then you can see at the end, like my neck is has a little bit of redness, and you can kind of see where it ended. Now, funny enough, she told me that my neck would not peel. She said necks typically do not peel. Guess what? Mine peeled. All right. So after that was the Botox. All right. So you know, Botox is needle injections, and what it does is it paralyzes like the muscles, right, that create all of your scrunchy squint lines, right? So she has me squint so she knows where to put it. She put one on either side of my nose, as you can see, and then she goes around your eyes to get all those fine lines so you don't really see those, and then up at the top so you don't get all those crinkles in your forehead as well. And usually Botox lasts for about 3 to 4 months. 3 to 4 months. I've done Botox before. I don't find it to be very invasive. It doesn't really hurt that much. You can kind of feel the pinch when they're doing it. Then afterwards you can see, and I think you can see in this video, a little bit of where like it lumps up a little bit, but that all goes away. Like you might feel like a little bit of lump wherever those injections might be, but they all go away within 20 minutes. You can't see it anymore. I've gone and had it done and then been right back at work in front of a camera, and no one has ever even known that I've had it. So I decided to go ahead. She had suggested doing the VI Peel with the Botox, and I thought, okay, let's try it. Let's try it. Yeah, I think this is a good view where you can kind of see where I have some lumps up here on my forehead. You can see that. You can see kind of the redness of my neck. So, but overall, my face does not look that traumatized whenever we were done on that session. And the whole session maybe took 20 minutes. That was it. As far as pricing goes for a VI Peel and a Tox Boost, it can vary. When I Google it they say the average is around $500 to $800 for both. I think if you go to some of the higher end places, I think mine was a little bit more expensive because the Botox is generally a little bit more expensive. So go to a place that you trust, that is accredited. Someone who has aesthetic training, so gone through that kind of a training program, as well as a medical license, extensive hands-on experience. I go to a place where it is run by a plastic surgeon. All of their people are board certified. They all have the proper credentials, and they are very, very good. Plus, they've been around for a very long time. It's not a new place, like tried and true. So I would just make sure that you go to someone who really does have the proper experience, credentials to be able to be doing this. All right, let's now talk about how it went. So I already told you after the first 4 hours, I had to wash my face and put on the cream and use that first towelette that was in the little green packet that comes with it. And you can see this is what I look like. Nothing's really changed. Everything looks normal. I've kind of lost some of that, tint that I had gotten from all the chemical being put on just by washing it off. So all good. The next day, so now we're on day 2. So day 1 is the day that you get the procedure, have everything done. Day 2, I woke up, everything still looked really good. as the process goes, I was supposed to, consulting my little card here. So then you don't do anything until right before bedtime, and right before so it's 1 hour before bedtime, you had to use the Gentle Purifying Cleanser to again wash your face. Then you used a towelette called Precisions and Peptides Post Peel Towelette. It's in a little white packet, and then you had to apply that to the entire area using gentle pressure. And then you discard the towelette and then you wash your hands. Then you wait 30 minutes. This is why you have to do it an hour before bedtime. You wait for 30 minutes and then you put on the post-peel towelette. So that is the green one. So you see we have a white one and a green one. So then you have to do the green one. And then you put on the post-repair cream after that. And then you're ready for bed. All right, so day 2. So this is the day after you've had the peel. And I still wasn't, this was a Saturday, so I had it done on a Friday. This was a Saturday. I still really hadn't had anything start to show. So in the morning, you put on your you cleanse your face with the cleanser. That's this one, right? You're only using the products that they gave you and what come in the box at this time, but you can wear makeup. So you don't have to go without makeup. You may want to. And you're going to see as this progresses, you may not want to bother, but you can still wear makeup if you want to. Now, you can see by the evening of the second day, I started to peel. So this is in the evening before I wash my face. I'm already starting to see it on my chin. So I think the places where you have the most likelihood to maybe break out is where you're going to start to peel first. That is my chin, and you can see that really was starting to show. And I had a little bit up in my forehead as well. What you have to do then is in the evening, cleanse your skin again with a gentle purifying cleanser. And then you rinse it with cool water and you pat it dry, as you can see here. You just take a little bit, suds it up, and you can see it just washes everything off your face. I did use a little bit of makeup remover towelette just to get the rest of the eye makeup off to make sure it was all off. But other than that, it was able to cleanse everything off of my face, and it works really well. And then you have to be sure to just pat dry, so you're not wanting to rub. I wanted to rub my face so bad, and I can't say that I was perfect at it because once you start to peel, but everything was pat dry, all right? So after you do the cleanser, then you move on to adding that Precision and Peptides, so the little white towelette. Take it out, and then you're just going to put that all over your face. So that's what I did. And you can see if you look at it, it looks like it's like a little bit yellowed. So you can see that it has the serum on it, and you just rub that like all over your face. And I didn't rub too hard. I think you're actually supposed to like do patting. So I did a light, wipe all over my face. I did some patting. So I tried to keep it kind of sensitive on my skin. You have to go the whole way down your neck to get all of it. Then after that, you have to put on the post-peel towelette. So here's what that looks like. It has the little green wrapper, and that one you can tell isn't quite as yellow, but again, you do the same thing. Rub it all over your face. Make sure you're getting every area over your eyebrows, to the hairline, and once again, all the way down your neck. So this was on Sunday. This was day 3 that I was doing this. I got a chance to film this all for you. So you got to see the whole process. So that was like what you had to do then for the next, basically the next rest of the time. When it got to day 3 through 7, then you didn't have the little towelettes anymore. So that's when you just went to the cleanser and the cream and the SPF. So you always had to add the SPF sunscreen at the end. So after the first 2 days, so starting with the morning of day 3, you don't have any more of the little packet towelettes to use anymore, okay? By the end of day 2, and I followed the whole process, do the towelettes, do the lotion. You can see this is where I'm at. So you're not seeing a whole lot just yet. All right, so then the next day I wake up, go through the routine. You can see my chin is really starting to get that peeling going. I go through the whole process again with the cleanser. And then we put on the cream after we pat it dry. And this is pretty much where my face is now. So again, not too bad. And with the SPF helps a little bit too, because you're putting a little bit more moisturizer in. So you aren't really supposed to wear moisturizer other than what they give you. That's what you're supposed to use. And you're only supposed to use a little bit. You're not supposed to lather it on because you do want that peeling to happen, right? That's the whole point of the peel. So you think it's not going to look too bad, right? So here I am. It doesn't look too bad. You can see a little bit, but this is doable. Okay. This is what I looked like by 10 a.m. when I had just done all of that 2 hours earlier. Full on peel. Full on peel. My son took a look at me and went, "What happened to your face?" So I was like, well, I did a thing. Here we go. Very dramatic. And then we continue on 2 hours later. I got a picture of this, like crazy, right? Full peel all the way around my mouth. And she did warn me that it's going to happen around your mouth first because that's the most movement that you have on your face. So you're going to see it there. She was right. Okay, so now here's wash time. Wash. You do the same thing then. As you do in the morning, I'm gonna wash my face with the cleanser and then put the lotion on. In the daytime, we put the SPF on, and now you can see that peeling. Next morning, my whole neck peeling a lot. There's a lot going on there. The next day, the peeling is looking much better. So now we are on day 4, and you can see a lot of that peeling has already occurred. It's still happening a lot around that area where I think I break out the most. Like I said, right, kind of like my chin right here is where I break out the most. My neck was still peeling a bit, but not too bad. Now here we are on day 6, and you can see I still have peeling here around my eyes now. Like it broke out around here. You can see that. And it was back farther here as well. So this is in the morning before I put on any lotion, right? So it looks so much better when you put the lotion on, but you can see that there's still quite a bit of peeling happening. This is what it looked like on day, let's see, this is day 7. Yeah, so this is 1 week, the next Friday. I would say most of the peeling is now completely done. However, you are seeing some residual still going on. This is as soon as I wake up before we put any lotion on or anything. Day 8. Looking even better, right? It's still looking really good. This is as soon as I woke up. Looking pretty good. And now we are about 3 weeks after I did that process. I would say people would notice the peeling for days 3, 4, and 5. And then after that, no one really noticed. Once I put my lotion on, you really couldn't see it. I did wear makeup, I think, through the whole thing, except for the day 3. I figured why bother, because that's when the big peels were happening, days 2 and 3. So I didn't even bother. I figured just let the peeling happen. And here's what I look like today. So you can see I probably need to try it one more time. I still have a few more spots I think we need to get rid of, but and of course I do have makeup on today, but I wear a very light makeup. It's basically a tinted moisturizer, so I don't wear anything heavy. And you can see that it's even my skin tone out a little. I wouldn't say this is a dramatic change. I would say it's very subtle. So I'm thinking I might do the VI Peel probably 1, 2, maybe 2 more times, and then after that once a year to give it a try. As far as the Botox goes, it does help with smoothing out the forehead, and I have noticed less lines around here than I would have without it. I don't know if it really helps with my nose some, but maybe a smidge. But for the most part, it's more the fine lines right here around your eyes. All right, so it was an interesting adventure. Now that I know how to prepare better. So I would schedule when I get it much differently, knowing that days 2 and 3 are definitely not something where you want to be around a lot of people. I actually had to go in the office, so my face was like peeling off, and it does like get on your clothes. It like looks a little bit like dandruff because you just have like loose skin coming off. It wasn't terrible. Nobody at work was like, what is happening to you? I was more conscientious of it because I could just see all that peeling happening, and I thought it looked a little bit crazy. So just for awareness, if you want to give this a try. I've talked to a lot of other people who have gotten them and they love them, and they did get into a regimen where they did like 3 or 4 of them in the first year, and then they get them every year after that. So I would like to get to that point. It was not painful. My skin felt a little bit dry, but the lotion that they gave me really did help. And then after day 7, you go back to your normal routine, whatever that is, your normal, skincare routine. You just go back to that and it's all done. And it's not difficult to follow the process. They give you all the information, like I said, in this little pamphlet, but you also can download the app and take your picture, and then you can take a picture every day so you can see what the progress looks like. So, and it tells you in the app as well, here's what you need to do each day. So if you lose your paper, don't worry, you can download the app and it'll carry you through. All right, so that was my experience with a VI Peel with a Tox Boost. I can't wait to hear what you thought, and if you've ever tried it out. Let me know what your favorite procedures, I should say, or skincare treatments to go do. I think my next thing I would like to try dermaplaning, right? Where you get all of that like peach fuzz off of your face. So that would be the next thing I think I want to give a try. But please do comment down below. What are those procedures you would either like to see me give a try because you'd like to see how it goes, or ones where are tried and true and you would like me to share with everybody? Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. This was so much fun. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe so I can keep on doing this, and I will catch you next time. Bye-bye.